Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Newsgram. According to a recent survey, approximately 67% of American households have pets. Now, I thought the number was even higher than that, but it's neither here nor there. Dogs are the most popular pet, followed closely by cats. And then, of course, you've got fish, birds, and other small animals like guinea pigs. Now, our family has always been part of that 67%. It seems like we've always had a pet of some sort in our household, and usually more than one. But if you're a pet owner, then you know the emotional roller coaster these lovable creatures can send you on. Having a pet is really one of the most joyous things you can do for yourself and your family. I firmly believe that. But losing them? Well, it's just the opposite of that. Let me tell you a story. One day, when our kids were young, we decided that we were done with pets. The emotional toll of losing them was just too great. But the kids were young, and they were very insistent, so we reluctantly agreed to go ahead and go down this road of getting a pet one more time. But this time, it was going to be a hand-fed cockatiel. Long life, easy to care for, it seemed like a good idea. So Mr. Peepers joined our family, and everybody loved him. And in case you're wondering, his wings were clipped and he was not confined to a cage. Mr. Peepers was free to leave the cage whenever he chose to, and yes, we all took the necessary precautions to make sure that he was safe when flying around. But Mr. Peepers pretty much preferred to be on or near the cage anyway. From time to time, we would find him up on top of the kitchen cabinets or some other place, and I'd have to get out the ladder and go up there and help him down, but it became an opportunity to hang out with Mr. Peepers, so I'd take him, put him on my shoulder like a pirate, and we'd climb down the ladder while he nibbled on my ears. And then one day, Mr. Peepers laid an egg. And that's the day that we renamed him Mrs. Peepers. Everybody loved holding Mrs. Peepers, especially my grandkids. And that's how long she was in our family. Our young kids grew up, had kids of their own, and everybody loved Mrs. Peepers.
Mack lived to be about 60.
That's Pam Henry Smith talking about her family's pet, Mack, the Amazon parrot.
He brought us joy, frustration, and amusement, and I knew kids would love to hear about it.
So she put together a picture book that showcases some of the more outrageous exploits of this cherished family friend.
And I really got the inspiration to do it from my grandparents and my students at school.
Pam graduated from the University of Central Arkansas with a bachelor's degree in education. She taught 4th grade for 32 years in Whitehall, Arkansas.
Well, 4th and 5th and several other grades. And as I was writing books and teaching them how to write stories, I decided to write one with them. So this was the first one that I got published, so I do want to continue.
So Meet Mack was born, and it tells the true story of an amazing Amazon parrot. This breed, when given the right amount of love, care, and interaction, can form a deep and lasting bond with certain individuals. And in her house, that certain individual was Grammy.
But, Mack kept up with Grammy. It didn't matter what she was doing. Whether she was cooking, he would entertain her in the kitchen. If she was cleaning up, he was listening to what she was doing and watching over her. And I showed that in my book when she fell off the ladder one day. And Mack was in the other room. And he yells out, "Grammy, you okay, Grammy?" This bird truly loved Grammy.
In case you're wondering, Grammy was fine. And it's just fascinating to me how intelligent species like parrots and cockatiels really are. They have an incredible emotional capacity. They recognize and respond to their favorite people, and they show affection in many different ways while seeking physical closeness. Their loyalty to those people that they trust is remarkable, and much like a child, they have no filter, which can be kind of embarrassing at times.
I can remember one time we were sitting at the table and we had an aunt that came into town, and she was quite a character, and she never let anybody have time to talk. And all of a sudden, we were eating dessert, and everybody was quiet, and they were listening to Aunt Elsie. And then Mack yells out, "Oh, shut up." It told her to shut up, and we just about died. But she looked up and she said, I guess it's about time I shut my mouth when the bird tells you to shut up.
That's part of their charm, isn't it? They just say whatever they feel like saying whenever they feel like saying it.
My grandparents lived really close to a bus stop. The bus stop was on the corner. So Paula and I would always put the cage on the front screened-in porch. And, of course, nobody could see the bird. And everybody would walk down the street. Well, this one guy was walking down the street, and Mack always talked. And he would say, hey, boy. And that guy turned around. And, of course, Mack turned around and said, hey, boy. And the guy turned around again. He said, can't you talk, boy? And by the time Mack said that, the guy ran. I mean, he was scared to death because he didn't know who was talking to him. It was always something that Mack was doing all the time.
And now I think it's time for you to meet Mack. This heartwarming story, born in a 4th grade creative writing class, shows how a mischievous family pet can create a lasting bond across generations.
That's what's so special about this book. I mean, I told the stories to my grandkids when they were 2 and 3. And then they always said, well, maybe you ought to do a book. And then now I've done it. And they're just real excited. I just think this book will probably go on up to 6th grade level. And you can, as a teacher, I love to work with teachers on how to get kids enthused in writing, teaching them what I did. It did work. We had pretty good literacy scores, and it was just exciting. But yes, it's one of those books that you can put into a lesson if you're a teacher. It's one of those that you can read to the little ones, and 2nd grade on up could read it. If they're pretty good readers, the 2nd grader could read it. And like my grandson has read it to his little sister. So and he's going into the 5th grade, so.
And before we wrap up, I should do some due diligence here. An Amazon parrot may not be the ideal pet for every family. These birds have long lifespans, and they can bite, and they show other challenging behaviors like you'll see in the book. It's important to consider these factors very carefully before deciding to bring one into your home. But books, they don't bite, and Meet Mack beautifully illustrates how a pet can forge a strong family bond, creating cherished memories that last a lifetime. Meet Mack also highlights the vital role grandparents can play in shaping their grandchildren's lives. As Mack brings together both laughter and challenges, he intertwines love and understanding that'll be treasured for years to come. This story goes beyond just a pet. It's about the power of family, connection, and the unspoken lessons we pass down through generations. And that will do it for this edition of Newsgram from webtalkradio.com.